right, welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here we are, our next game of the night for the MDL coverage. I'm Bricky CPK, joined by Z-Rock here. And we got, oh Jesus, that was my bad. Okay, there we go. I got it fixed now. Anyways, we got LGD Gaming versus Vici Gaming here in this new round one match, or best of one match, even here in the round robins. LGD coming into this with a 4-0 record. They went 4-0 yesterday. This is their first match of the day. Vici Gaming, however, they're going into this one with a 1-3 record, but, I mean, I wouldn't be fooled by that. This could definitely go either way still. I think Vici is definitely worthy of beating LGD. In fact, China scene in general, anything can really happen, let's be honest. But LGD has the momentum right now, no doubt. So looking forward to this one, Z-Rock. We're back and ready for game number 2 now.
We are indeed back.
Sound pretty good.
Super curious to see how this goes because Vici, yeah, as you said, they've kind of been on a downhill slide. They didn't quite make TI, and I figured they'd come into this tournament hungry and really coming out of the gate strong. But 1-3, not how they want to start the tournament. If they win out, there's still a chance that there's a good chance that they'll make top 4. So this is probably their make or break game. Once you get the 4th loss, you're pretty much relegated to lower bracket. So I'm curious to see what they do here. I don't know if we'll see anything too clowny out of them. This might be the most normal draft we'll have seen in this tournament yet.
There is potential. We do have a puck now. Again, probably not going to be a support puck, as we already have a Rubik as well, and this is an EG after all. So you'd have to lean more towards the mid and even the offlane options if it comes to that. But yeah, Earthshaker really has jumped up the list. Another one of these kind of heroes. We even touched on it a little bit yesterday. We saw it in the previous game with EG playing it. This is a hero that is making an impact on the scene as of late, and I have nothing but great to say about it. So that was the male last game, by the way. I apologize. Anyways, I love Earthshaker. Echo Slams are fun. It's fun to see him.
Like, Echo Slams are cool. I just like seeing Enchant Totem, though. Just watching them thwack someone with the huge totem for a ton of damage, it's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, on this note, I even heard, I was watching the mainstream after we finished up yesterday, and it was EG versus LGD in that game there, and they were talking about Somnus, actually, KBBQ, of course, Jack over there, he's very familiar with the Chinese scene, he always has the great insight. Somnus is maybe, and so to clarify that right off the bat, apparently he wanted to just change his name because he's had the name Maybe for so long, and so he just felt like changing his name. And it's kind of funny, though, hearing why he changed it or like what the name actually means, because they don't actually really know, and I don't even think he knows. It's just kind of a name he came up with that he thought sounded cool. So that is Maybe, though, so I already see people bringing that up in chat and wondering about that. But
yeah, and in all honesty, as a caster, it's a lot easier just to call them by what they have on the screen, and when a game is ticketed, I mean, these are their official names. They did indeed choose to do this, and it actually is a manual set process. So yeah. If it says Somnus, he is now Somnus.
I'm gonna call it Somnus. Yeah, it's just that's just how that works, right? So it's like there's a famous basketball player in the NBA. I think he might have retired by now. He might still be. Anyways, his official name used to be, like, his actual name was Ron Artest. He got his name changed to what's now Meta World Peace. That's actually his name. And people call him Meta World Peace as a result. So I'm going to call this guy Somnus.
Ron Artest is an interesting dude.
I loved him, man. The Lakers way back.
I mean, he's still with the Lakers. He re-signed with them in 2015. He's still on the roster.
Yeah, he
just doesn't really play.
He's kind of that guy that just sits there and is like, yeah, good job, team. Anyways, enough about him. All right, we got the bands following up. Nightstalker, Nyx. Initially, we have the Drow band now coming up for LGD. You have Kunkka, Clockwork. Is 4 position like the position this patch? Is that safe to say? Because the bands and everything, they're just so highly prioritized on that role.
In first phase, I think it is. Because they can just cause such a big impact in the game. Especially because they don't need items. They don't necessarily need levels. It helps. But they're just so impactful with nothing. So you don't have the options that you have with a lot of other heroes where an item could change the way they play, or they're dependent on a certain team strat. They're just the most versatile picks to grab in the first phase. So whether they're the most impactful or not, I don't know about that. But as far as draft strategy, absolutely the most valuable things to pick up.
Earth Spirit, back-to-back games. Again, last game, I mean, not to crit did, solid, of course, for EG, as he always does. But it wasn't like this high impact hero, and I think that we kind of saw a little bit too why maybe he has died off a little bit as a 4 position. But you expect a lot of roam, and that with the Earthshaker, again, they have reach. That is a lot of reach between fissures and boulder smash and barrel rolls. They have ways to get in there in this game so far. So
it's definitely a good start. I'd like to see them pick a cleaner initiation. Shaker's not bad for it, but I like him much better as counter initiation. That's what they got out of the Enigma last game, was that Enigma would run in and they would bait people around it, and then the Echo would come in, and then the Black Hole. Like, I want to see a baiting hero, whether that's an actual hard initiator or something super tanky as a frontliner, a DK, a Death Prophet. Just something that can be in the front and kind of force them to group up for that Shaker.
Yeah.
And on Vichi's side, you've got a very control-heavy opener here. The Rubik Lift, the Puck Dream Coil, but I want to see damage. Right now, they have very little. This is not a high damage opener. Puck does a ton of burst damage right when the Veil gets picked up, but then flattens out rapidly.
So
I wonder if they'll go with something like an Ursa. That's been seeing a lot of second phase bans in these games.
Yeah.
And it did slip through, and they have the control to make it work.
They're going to go Phoenix for now.
LGD's turn to
Not
pick.
necessarily a lot of damage, but one that you kind of have to worry about.
You know what else slipped through?
Trant.
It's the new up-and-coming hero this tourney. There's a no Faceless Void ban.
Oh, yeah. We saw a lot of that yesterday, yeah.
A lot. And it worked exceptionally well when paired with that Phoenix on this. Was it EG that did that?
No. Well, maybe. I know there was another team that did that, I thought, too, even. Did we see it twice? I don't know. It all blends together.
Oh, Newbie. It was Newbie in Game 1 against Clutch Gamers.
That's right, yeah.
Very first game of the tournament. And it just absolutely devastated Clutch. It worked in the same way that OG used Tree Phoenix, where the Overgrowth or the Chronosphere would just stop the egg from getting blown up.
10 seconds
And
remaining.
honestly, it fits their lineup really well.
5 seconds remaining.
Well, they're putting thought into it right now, 50 seconds of extra time. But, yeah, it seems like now the question is, will they need to go it here? And they're going to go Omni Knight, so that still could be an option. But if you're LGD here, that probably has to be one of the higher priority bans.
Nah, if you're Vici, this looks like another 4 Protect 1E style lineup. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Terrorblade. I called it last time, and that's just how it's looking again.
You sound so depressed.
I don't like Terrorblade. I really just don't. And this is a very similar lineup to when Vici picked Terrorblade 5th pick yesterday.
Yeah.
They had all of those stuns. They had a Phoenix. They had a Rubik. And they grabbed it last pick and ended up winning. I don't know if you can say it was on the back of the 4 Protect 1 or on Terrorblade or Death Prophet just kind of being a potato in the late game, or I don't know. It was a weird game. If you want to go watch a weird replay, go watch IGVG from yesterday. That was bizarre.
They do get the Ursa on the side of LGD right here, actually, so they're going to be running it instead, and a candidate that can get a defusal if need be, but those Fury swaps, great for taking out the Phoenix as well. The egg there. Good candidate.
And it makes me wonder what they want to do with the Silencer. Silencer versus Puck is not a great matchup for the Silencer, but it's not impossible by any means. So we may be seeing the mid-soul come out. If it's a lane support for Ursa, it may struggle a little bit. Omni Knight is pretty good into that lane, and Ursa can 1v1 and Omni just fine. That's like one of the most skill-based matchups in Dota. It's very, very back and forth. If the Ursa catches the Omni out of position, Omni's just dead. But I'm definitely curious. Yeah, LGD, same concept, same thought process as I had, getting rid of that TB. And Vici thinking this is going to be a support silencer with the Storm Spirit ban. So what's left if you're LGD? Queen of Pain? Lena? Ember? Sure.
Ember, we've kind of seen resurgence here in this event, too. This is, I want to say, the 3rd, if not 4th Ember Spirit that we've seen picked up throughout these games so far.
Yeah, he's just been in a weird spot. Like, he fell totally out of favor, because if you look at LGD's lineup, they suck at hitting buildings. Like, they're so bad at hitting buildings. All you're going to have is your Earthshaker. That's not that much, and he has to get in melee range to do it. So that's definitely going to be LGD's problem. This is why Ember quit being a Dota hero for a while. And I thought with the return of Rasta, he would come back with a vengeance, because then you have a building hitter in your support. But, yeah, I like the Chaos Knight pick here from Vici. There's just not a lot of ways to take him down outside of Echo.
Ember Spirit provides a little bit of AoE there, too, but Magnetize could be decent, I guess. So, They have some ways, but yeah, no. Chaos Knight has just been popular. In fact, Vici played the last game against EG. Again, they just cast it right there. So CK, again, another hero we're seeing kind of just pop up in this event with the Faceless even that we had yesterday.
And we saw the explosive potential that comes when CK gets to his armlet pretty close to free farm. He can just insta-give almost any hero in the game. But again, both teams are going to struggle a little bit to take high ground. Like, I did see chat mentioning, I've seen it before, where Ursa goes a Desolator second or third. Basically, lifesteal, blink, Deso, BKB.
He just wrecks.
But you still got to be in melee range. Like, to actually hit buildings, it's hard to get up the hill. You've got Fade Bolt, you've got Phoenix. There's just a lot of ways to push people out.
All right. Vici Gaming, it's been a rough road for them so far. Again, their only victories against IG, which is arguably the strongest team in China right now. So this, again, even though, don't let the records fool you, is the ultimate point here. Despite being 1-3, going up against a 4-0 LGD, definitely could go either way. Is there a draft that you would favor in this game, not even looking at the teams?
Just looking at drafts, the player's skill had nothing to do with it. I think I'd slide slightly on Vici. I think it's a little more flexible. They don't need big ults to take fights. And I just think Earth Spirit's not in the best position right now as a Dota hero.
Oh, Chaos Knight just going to find 11 down here, and he's going to start doing plenty of damage to him, but 11's not backing off, man. He got the fissure first, and he's going to throw that out, so they just kind of trade auto attacks a little bit, and then eventually they've had enough. Nice little slugfest. They back off from one another, so quite the exchange there.
Vici is kind of advancing with the smoke, but if they do walk up this hill, they could walk into a very, very painful situation.
FY on his Rubik. He is going to come up right here. There's a lift on a silencer. Ursa, not much he can do. Icarus dive in. Yao is in trouble. This should be the first blood. Who gets it is a question. It'll be Yang Purification to secure that kill.
Yeah, fantastic there. That was the one they had to grab. If they grab Ursa and he starts just turning on Phoenix, Phoenix has to take dive and dive out right away. And Victoria was waiting so long just to help mid lane out in case they went up that way or just to start level 1 in mid, maybe help with the block a little bit. So in no position to help, and they managed to get a very quick kill on Silencer. Nice little opening there from Vici.
Yeah, well, this is a team that's proven time and time in this event here that they're good at the early rotations, especially. In fact, again, just coming off the previous game against EG, they were up to a 4-5-0 start even. I mean, they got the first blood just like they did there, and then they were heavily aggressive in the middle lane in that case, ganking Samuel's Earthshaker 3 times or so. But then as the game picked up, you know, obviously it fell apart there, and that's maybe kind of been a trend of sorts. So once again, a nice early start for VG, but it's a matter of how do they progress off of it now as the game continues on. But the lanes are kind of interesting. Rubik's up here with the Omni Knight.
I can absolutely appreciate this. It's going to make it so Yang really can't die up here. It would take a massive mistake for him to fall. And if you can, at the very least, get him to his boots or a soul ring, just something, he'll be in so much better shape. It's just how is Ori going to handle the pressure in mid?
Yeah. Earth Spirit trying to figure out where he wants to be. Victoria realizing what's going on, and a courier delivered. We'll try to counter ward here, and yep, he'll be able to do so. Trying to unblock this camp. Unfortunately, could not get it before the minute mark. So they'll have to wait for the 2-minute here before a spawn takes place.
I definitely like 11 down here, realizing that they can't do anything to him until they hit level 2. So he's just essentially competing with the CK head-to-head for farm. Once they get level 2 and have both abilities up on CK and have Fiery Spirits on Phoenix, then he's going to have to play a little more scared. But at the moment, taking full advantage of the lack of kill potential here from Vici.
Yeah. Nope. Speaking of lack of kill, they don't have that at the top lane as Yang picks up the kill on Victoria. I unfortunately did not catch that, but I assume a lift into the zap, and yeah.
I caught the very end of it. As soon as Vici caught 2, they went looking for the support, and they managed to grab him. Once you had Degen and Fade Bolt, it was just too much for the level 1 supports.
So middle lane matchup, Ember Spirit versus Puck. Is this a lane that Puck perhaps wins here? Or Ember Spirit 12-1 so far.
Yeah, all in all, I'd say it's a pretty even matchup that can go heavily in Ember's favor if Ember gets ahead. If you can't break the Flame Guard with just 2 spells right away, then you're in a really bad spot on the Puck, because he can just run at you every time that's up.
Got Victoria going for the Hail Mary attempt on the barrel roll right there. Unfortunately, it comes up short, so Omni Knight just kind of walks it off. Degenera also leveled up early on by Yang, of course, so taking advantage of that here. Might need it to come into play at this point, too. Purification used very early on, wants the cooldown to reset quick enough if necessary, but it's not, as Ursa decided to stop chasing, and Lift kind of helped with that. So they're going to be fine at the top lane, but so essentially having to have two supports up here, though, because of how them having Rubik at the top lane.
Yeah, it's totally negating Ember Spirit roaming at all.
You mean Earth Spirit, yeah. Assume Ember Spirit's going to be farming the middle lane. Two spirits,
Sorry.
though.
All of my monitors just shut off. What's going on?
Losing the vision. All right, well, let me know when you're good to go again. Earthshaker, he's taking that harassment as we were talking about here. You got Phoenix more so. Fire Spirits are up, and they're going to continue to apply those. In fact, they're going for the kill. No Chaos Bolt just yet. He does have Reality Rift, though, if necessary. Trying to get the vision. Just auto attacks are more than enough, though. Might as well save that mana if you don't need it. And they easily pick up the kill at the bottom lane. So, again, it's very early start for VG Gaming. Yang, he goes down at the top lane meanwhile. So, finally a kill for LGD. And this at this point, you'll see Rubik happen not to be. I don't know if he got low as well and TP'd out or what, but with him gone, that setup proved to be a pretty easy kill. On to the Omni Knight. And now we have continuing to farm at the bottom lane with Earthshaker, of course, coming back in, but now he's going to have to think about that roaming as we're discussing and looking to be useful elsewhere, perhaps, maybe even the middle lane, but obviously a puck is difficult to set up that gank on. He does have that Fate Shift, and Ember Spirit can't really do much about that either, especially the Illusory Orb away, but Earth Spirit also coming in, so maybe if three heroes come together, that could be a difference maker here. As Phoenix is going to control the bounty rune. So, creep farm though, middle lane, 30-4 puck right now, 26-2 here on the Ember Spirit. At the top lane.
All right. I have vision again. Dota.
Back in.
Back in.
Good. Hopefully you don't have that DC issue that I was having yesterday. That wasn't
no
fun.
loss yet. But yeah, if we take a look at the last hits here, it's interesting to see how even it all looks right till you get to the offlaners. The Earthshaker took so much advantage of the early levels he was able to get. He got an Iron Talon, and he's using that to jungle, basically double the Omni's farm. And this is with them committing a support up here to help the Omni Knight.
To be fair, at the net worth side of it, Omni Knight is actually ahead of the Earthshaker, but being 2-1 compared to an 0-1 Earthshaker,
yeah, 2 kills
kicking in there. So that's where it's still good news that is for VG. As Somnus, a.k.a. Maybe, pops a 5-minute shrine that just spawned recently. And we'll head back towards the middle lane. But Puck, he has a stream call now, so we'll see if that can come into play. But, of course, Fire Remnant's also online for Ember Spirit. For the getaway top lane, Omni Knight's in trouble. Gonna pop that stick, though, puts on the repel just in case and gets away. Here comes that Dream Coil. Only caught the one, however, on the Earth Spirit and should be able to take him out. Yes, they do. Purification actually secures the kill in the end. So they do get one out of it, but the Dream Coil, if that hit two, that could have been a double kill with it.
Yeah, all in all, though, they were out of resources. They'd used Puck's Illusory Orb, Waning Rift, and the Fade Bolt on Rubik. They were out of damage anyway. They maybe could have killed a better target, like the Ursa, if they got him with the coil, but you're totally fine spending the cooldowns 1-for-1 there.
Love this hero, man. Phoenix using that Icarus dive, picks up the haste rune, and then zooms on over to the bounty rune. He's already back down here, so very good at controlling those runes. Elf going to the bottom lane. He does have that Chaos Bolt now. He's trying to get it off, but the line of sight's an issue. The Sunray on top of the Chaos Bolt. Not the longest stun, though. 11 puts the fissure up. Here comes the supporting cast now. Phoenix, he's definitely dead. Can they also maybe turn on this Chaos Knight? Chaos Knight wants to go on Earthshaker still. He is level 6, but obviously no Phantasm just dead. The Reality Red pulling and wants this kill. He'll get it with the last hit, but at what cost now? As Elf is in trouble. The lift, though, from Rubik coming out, but the Fire Remnant in, and double kill for Somnus there when it's all said and done. So quite the battle at the bottom lane. Ends up being a 2-for-1.
Yeah, that's a solid roam there from Somnus. I'm just impressed with how well he managed his mana pool. All he has right now is a stick for any extra mana, and he used 2 different Remnant jumps and all of his other skills once. That was very impressive to make sure he used everything effectively. The CK almost got out thanks to that Rubik lift.
Yeah. Would have been nice, but not the case there. Chaos Knight's not leveling up Phantasm at level 6. I mean, that's pretty normal, right?
Yeah. especially if you're not going to go anything that gives you a bunch of mana. It's just way too hard to support all of those skills.
That makes sense, yeah. The Reality Rift only 50 mana, but you got the cast build at 140, and then ulti if you did have it 125, so not the largest mana pool as you see, and could be an issue, so. Not having it just yet.
And a part of it's just the risk reward on level 1 ult as well. If it's only summoning 1 Phantasm, it's really lackluster to spend 125 mana on with that pool. If it summons 2, it ups your kill potential just a ton. But if you do low roll it, it sucks.
Omni Knight picking up the phase boots here. Maxing out that purification as we see, but again, did get the 1 point of repel earlier on to help contest against that top lane. Although Ursa doesn't really care for the most part, but it's good against the silencer.
Yeah, I was wondering that myself, and the only thing I could come up with was, yeah, if the silencer gets too close and you have phase boots, you just run him down and kill him. But it just seems a little odd, because I'm assuming he's going to want an Aether Lens at some point in this game. Arcane's really nice way to build up to it. Opting for the more aggressive approach here, grabbing the phase.
Ooh, Smoke Ink, Rubik, and Puck included. He actually has a regen rune also bottled up. Dream Call ready to go. They're going to head towards the top lane, so they would love to kill Ursa if it comes to it, but Silencer may have to be what they take. In fact, Ember Spirits also pops out nearby. It's going to be another big one. Waning Rift, Silence comes out, and yes, they get the kill. Not enough from Meow coming out. He puts the Arcane's Curse, but he's going for the TP now. Good decision on his part, at least.
Yeah, very nice TP, but that is the best target they could have found with that Smoke Gank, too.
Oh, yeah. And then bottom lane, they take out the Earthshaker. Chaos Knight, Chaos Bolt, as well as Phoenix assisting. Ember Spirit couldn't do a thing. But yeah, happening to run into Ember Spirit there in the jungle, absolutely big for VG.
Yeah, this is fantastic for LGD, or for VG, because this Earthshaker's early start has been negated. He's died now twice in a row, has made 0 progression basically since he got the Talon. Like, he just limped to Power Treads 5 minutes later. And if you slow down his blink timing, it's extremely hard for LGD to take 5v5s.
Earthshaker porting in. Omni Knight right on top of him. Fissure's going to have it on a Rubik, but he's on the wrong side, unfortunately. And Ursa has to come back in now. But you just see Yang just sitting up here. The R level 2 now, that Degen R. Waning Rift finishes off Earthshaker. Ursa, though, pops the overpower. Fury Swipe's adding up. Repel's put up, however, and allowing him to keep his distance. Meanwhile, elsewhere, they also cut out Yao. Looks like Chaos Knight making his way up here to help kill Silencer, and now they're going to go for the tower kill. Again, these rotations of VG are very on point, and they're going to get a tower kill and objective on top of it.
Yeah, this is definitely the cleanest looking game I've seen out of them so far in this tournament. Their only win they had up to this point was the 4 Protect 1 TB that they were pretty much losing all game. But this is a lot cleaner. They're very decisive in what they want to do. They're rotating every time the Dream Coil is up. I'm really liking what Vichi's doing right now.
Yeah, being aggressive. They have a carry that definitely has that potential too, especially with that Chaos Bolt and Reality Rift. He's got the potential to help burst people down and lock them down even.
And if the Earthshaker's blink is going to be this delayed, if you're LGD, you almost have to try to just put 4 bottom, make like an aggressive move, and sneak your Ursa into Roshan, so that you pull all of Vici down to the bot lane, and then maybe you come away with Roshan for free. Because if you're just going to wait for him to get blink in like 6-7 minutes, you're just going to be losing heroes constantly until then.
Another smoke up. This time Phoenix going to be included, as well as Chaos Knight, actually. You know, Rubik here as well. So the 3 of him going to look throughout their own jungle currently. Maybe run into Earthshaker. Earthshaker, he actually went full Power Treads here early on. Now he's working on that blink, but they know he's here.
Yeah, Treads just do so much damage with Enchant. It's become the standard on Earthshaker.
Oh.
It might die again here, though.
Yeah, that Reality Rift, and look at where he is, too. He has nowhere to go. And Rubik's like, thank you for using Fissure. I'll gladly take that.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Middle lane, meanwhile, magnetizes up with the repels on Ori, allowing him to stand his ground. Dream Coil used, locking down 3 heroes. It looks like actually 2 of them only. Earth Spirit will fall as a result. Puck now, Supernova in, and that forces LGD to turn around. Purification heals up Ori. And they are going to keep their distance from that Supernova. Not going to be hit by a Somnus. Actually gets hit by the Fissure Stun. They'll slide a fist in, but the Remnant backwards, and he'll be fine. But VG, again, just continuing all this momentum. It just seems like a train that's not going to stop here.
Yeah, this is great. As soon as anything starts to look downhill for them, as soon as anything looks bad, ooh, this might be bad though.
This goes bad.
Okay. All right, somebody finally dies. But like that Supernova there was a great use of it. He just dove in a little bit past where the puck was, threw it up, and it made LGD second guess if they could all in on that. The puck was absolutely dead otherwise. But the Supernova with the great save there.
It's fun seeing that, yeah, because like you said, full life, you know, it's one of those decisions of like, oh, that's just silly. But no, it forced a reaction out of LGD, and ultimately they chose to fall back. So, you know, very aggressive use of it, sure, but it's not the longest cooldown. It's going to be back up in 50 seconds here for Amy. And
sweet.
you know, unfortunately, in the long run, puck does die, but ultimately, VG still has a lot to be excited for, including this Chaos Knight in his farm. But Ember Spirit on the other side is doing very well. 5,700 net worth leading the way, and we are going to be seeing this Radiance build, apparently, right after the Ring of Aquila.
Say Boots of Travel flying out right now? Yeah, okay.
That makes
I was
a little
going to say,
more sense.
getting it before Boots would just be crazy, but he does have his Boots of Travel now that'll let him move around the map a lot more. And it's great that that's his plan. Oh, if Ursa dies here, though.
Lift on up. The Ancients also right on top of them. In comes a Global Silence, though, and that will stall the Radiant side. In fact, kill on Ori in the back line. Says he was being jumped by maybe there, but he gets out before the turn kill happens. A Dream Coil also, unfortunately, wasted right there.
Yeah, you traded Dream Coil, though, for his Remnant, forcing ES out, and the Global. You're more than happy to trade a Coil for a Global.
Chaos Knight, Reality Rift, going to be canceled their line of sight, but he eventually gets it off onto Earth Spirit. Purification heal, assisted damage. Here comes the TP, though, from Earthshaker, that is. There's that Icarus dive again into the Supernova. So once again, going to zone them out and buy all the time they need to push the tower. These Supernovas not getting any kills by any means, but it's doing work.
Yeah, this is the best way to use Supernova, especially against an Ursa. All it takes is one overpower, and he's going to rip through a level 1 egg. But with the way he's using this, it's so hard for LGD to commit and actually kill the egg, or to kill the target that they're committed to, because they don't want to risk getting 3-man stunned. I'm loving the way Amy's playing this Phoenix. It is great.
Yeah.
And it's totally different than the way OG runs it, where they need the Phoenix egg to win these big team fights.
Now they move to the top lane. You have Chaos Knight, Echo Saber in the works here. And with the Armlet first, I believe that's the same build we saw him go last game even against EG in that case. And he went into that into the BKB. Is BKB as necessary this game? It probably would be, right?
Oh. It's even just a way to break Global Silence. It's perfectly fine if that's what you use it for. But just getting kited by Ember Spirit feels awful.
Yeah. Oh, the rappel put up on a puck allows him to just jump in freely. Waning Rift, they're chasing out 11 with that Sunray. Nice vision to block off the TP chance for Silencer as well and secure that kill. Can 11 escape from this? He doesn't have his blink just yet. He's still running, but Puck's going to be able to run him down with that blink and eventually gets the kill. Meanwhile, though, that's a kill on Elf at the top lane. Playing that Chaos Knight, that's a streak stopper, a nice little bounty coming out for Somnus here. So almost a last laugh of sorts for LGD there.
Yeah, it's a great kill to get on Somnus. It's pushing him closer to the Radiance, but LGD can't lose this Earthshaker anymore. That's more unreliable gold down the drain. That's further away from Blinkbagger. That is the core of your lineup. That is how you take 5v5s. It's how you take objectives. I mean, they have to be babying him a little more and make sure he gets to this before his next dive.
Yeah. Same time, you do got to wonder, you know, why is he up there when his team is elsewhere? So, good at both ways, wherever the fault lies. The point is, VG, last thing they want to do is get complacent with where they're at. And, again, it goes back to even the previous years we were just talking about. We saw the early game was a very good start, but really, once the mid-game started to pick up, is where they started to fall behind. So, they have a 2,000 net worth lead. They have to keep their advantage, though. Keep that push going, especially with the Chaos Knight. OmniKnight, what did he choose to go for? He went those drums, and now he's trying to build into that Hand of Midas. So going utility in the sense of drums, but yeah, he's not going that whole, you know, even the Guardian Greave style here.
Which you're going to feel like he needs against Global Silence at some point. He's got to find some way to at least strip the Global. And whether that's going to be Greaves, Yules, Lotus, it doesn't matter, but he's going to need something.
Puck bottom lane, Global Silence committed for this. They really want this kill. Echo Slam is here as well, just in case. Phase shift, I don't think he's getting out, though. In fact, the Echo Slam really just in case to secure the kill. Now, Chaos Knight goes in, but this is save your teammate syndrome, and 1-by-1 as well. Now, Chaos Knight's in a lot of trouble himself. Armament toggle. Rubik trying to assist from a distance, but the Phantasm is not going to save him either. Only spawns in one illusion. Oh, maybe it will. Nice Armament toggle, a better Boulder Smash. However, they're not going to pursue. They choose to back off, and OmniKnight runs in to heal him up. I'm surprised Chaos Knight actually lived there.
It's so hard to see the intricacies when we're observing on the Chinese client because of the delay on it. but like that echo didn't come after he died. It was actually part of the kill, and the CK ulting there was so he could armlet toggle. He basically shut the armlet off mid Phantasm and turned it on. So in that little delay time when he was fading back in, he was gaining the health back from 1. That was a fantastic use of the ultimate there to keep him alive.
Yeah. Manages to live, and all of a sudden, losing a puck. You know, it still sucks, but it could have been much worse if you're VG at that point. But a smoke game coming out for LGD now, really trying to control this bottom part of the map here. You do have the blink on Ursa. Obviously, he will have to use that. I don't know if he's showing that off just yet, but that with the Vlads here. And they're hunting for kills, but...
And Vici right now knows, okay, Ursa blink, they might be going to Roche. Whether they know the blinks are up or not, he's got some gold. It's 18 minutes in. So they're going to be super aware of this Roche pit, trying to control it. And LGD actually gets a scan out, seeing them there. So yeah, LGD knows this Roche is happening. And their Earthshaker blink is up.
But a nice friendly double damage rune spawn for Chaos Knight, and that's going to make Roshan die pretty quickly right here, so you got to go. Earthshaker, level 2, Echo Slam is not ready, 45 seconds, so yes, he has the blink, but they're not going to risk it. Down he goes. This is the worst case for LGD, picking a fight when they just got the Aegis. Chaos Knight running in Reality Rift, going to be canceled though. He's looking for another target. Chaos Bolt, it is going to pull him with the Reality Rift, but not stun him, and Everspirit does get out. Ursa lifted up, got the kill on a Phoenix, but now Ursa's in a bad spot. Guardian Angel used, Reality Rift up to the ledge, almost saving Ursa of sorts. And he's going to limp away, gets a Shrine use right there. The Global Silence now coming out, and he cannot chase down the Ursa. He gets the blink off of time, and now Omni Knight's in some trouble himself. Magnetizes up, he's definitely going to fall. The Silence still affecting now Chaos Knight. He's finding himself trying to just run people down, but he's being kited very heavily throughout this fight. 11 trying to continue that trend, but the zap coming out from FY there to finish the job onto him. So that was a very curious fight, though.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen when you didn't get the Supernova off. You didn't get a zoning tool, and you just popped. At the very least, they do save the Aegis, which is really nice for them. And I thought maybe that fight would make CK go, hey, I need a blink, or I need a BKB. I'm struggling to actually move in these team fights, because he's just getting jerked around so much. But instead, he has this plan that, hey, their only AoE is pretty much Earthshaker. Like, yeah, there's some other stuff in Magnetize or Ember Spirit, but he's going to just go Heart and try to make his illusions too tanky to bring down.
Heart's going to be a while, though, if that's his next item plan right here. And you're all right, he has that queued up. So it's going to be a lot of farm needed for Elf if that's the game plan. That's going to be a window now for LGD to really make things happen, including the Radiance finish on Somnus here. Is just about there. Radiance recipe only 1350, so...
Yeah, this will be one of the biggest power spikes for LGD. They got their Shaker Blink, they've got their Ursa Blink, and they're going to have their Radiance.
And they're going to kill on a puck right there. The Echo Slam locks him down, and obviously it allows for the follow-up onto Ori playing the puck, and so now a tower push on top of this. And this is that point of the game where you kind of start feeling now LGD is starting to gain that momentum. And that's scary for VG at this point. As they're going to retreat from that tier 1, though. I don't know.
This Omni item build is just throwing me for a loop. He went drums, but his Rubik's going drums. And so much of that item's value is in the aura that it's giving. And having your support get it after a core just feels a little disjointed. And the Omni's still trying to figure out how he's going to break global.
Yeah. Is Ursa even going for anything like a defuse zone? No, he's actually going to go BKB next. So I was wondering if a Guardian Angel's proven to be an issue, but as we saw in that last fight, when Guardian Angel was popped, they did just kite away, and Ursa even ended up escaping himself in dramatic fashion as he got away from the Chaos Knight right there. So, yeah, it's they're going to push the tier 2 at this point. Guardian Angel is up in 5 seconds, so they will have everything ready to go. See if that Supernova can be of better position than the previous fight, if that's necessary.
I mean, this is just reminding me a lot, though, of the TB game they ran early in this tournament, because they really are saying we're going to protect the CK with our lives. That's the goal of the Supernova. The puck's going a whole bunch of defensive items. They're going to let him make sure you can peel people off the CK. I like the idea. It's just whether or not Chaos Knight can get big enough.
Oh, Ember Spirit gets this Radiance delivered, but now the Curse to the basketball. He's going for the TP, but here comes the Tranquil, and Ember Spirit's almost in panic mode at this point. All 5 come together, Slide of Fish trying to delay, but he will get picked off. So, again, good news, bad news. He gets the Radiance, but a 5-man gank shortly after happens onto him. And now VG has an opening.
Fairly expensive 5-man gank. That was Coil, that was Supernova. and your Ursa still got a tower up in the T1 top, so not the greatest trade for Vici, but if they can set it up into a tier 2 push that's not very defendable for LGD, still be profit for them.
And it's more time that VG needs again for this heart on Chaos Knight, because like we said, that's an expensive item we're looking at right here. How much is it? 5,200 in total. He has 2,300 right now, so he's working towards it. But once he gets that, he is going to be ridiculously difficult to actually take down in this game.
Yeah, he will. I almost would like to see him go Satanic over Heart in the way that illusions work, where they work off base stats. I think the Satanic's lifesteal and the extra little bit of damage you get on it might be a little better for him. And he does have it switched now to a BKB instead of the Heart.
Okay.
That's the problem when you're building a big item. You have so much time to think about it. You second guess it a whole bunch.
Exactly. And got to kind of wonder. I mean, his momentum's actually been pretty good, so it's almost like he'd maybe be better off going for the Heart. But yeah, he's going to switch to the BKB and wants that a little bit sooner. But now Puck at the top lane. Again, going to Echo Slam is disjointed, though, because of the phase shift. He blinks away, and before he actually escapes this illusory orb, yes, he is going to get away. In fact, Dreamcoil now catches Earthshaker, and 11 will force a snap right there. Reality Rift is just out of range. He gets canceled over and over. Kept his distance and will survive. There's the Aegis being reclaimed meanwhile, but great escape from Warrior 11, just unfortunately, this time that Echo Slam.
Yeah, that was fantastic. That phase shift was so clutch. Man, Reality Rift is such an annoying skill. All it takes is one little bit of fog, and it can just destroy you.
That's why you see that constantly. It's almost like, why does he keep canceling it? No, that's the vision. That's the vision kicking in, the lack of vision, that is. And he's dealing with right there. Omni Knight does get a Yule Scepter follow-up now, so that's going to be his way to deal with Silencer.
Yeah, so that's going to be multiple Yules now picked up. Puck has his as well. And it's going to be a good way to break global. It's also going to be a good way to peel the Ursa or the Ember Spirit off of CK. And you can actually purge all of the Flame Guard with one Yules. So that is a nice way to strip a lot of Ember's defensive capabilities as well.
Yeah. You have Ursa. Haven't paid too much attention to him lately, but actually has a Desolator now finishing the stash, so should start paying attention to him now. He had that BKB queued up here first, actually, but gets a change of heart coming in. He chooses the Desolator over it. Heart, yeah.
Yeah, they're feeling like they're getting some momentum back, and if you have momentum, you need a way to get buildings as well. This is going to be their chance to get a +1 after they win a team fight. They can actually potentially get a building kill with it. Like, the tier 1 mid is still standing 25 minutes in.
A prize. Puck out.
Puck is looking for somebody. He did find the Earthshaker for a split second, but quick blink dagger away. Means no interaction. Silencer, Global Science is ready. Fight breaks out. Talked about those couple of Yules, though, and Repel on top of that, so it's ideally for VG not going to be that effective this game.
This could really hurt for VG, though. If 11 finds a good jump.
Yeah, he's trying to position. They are smoked up. There's a very aggressive Global Science coming out there. Trying to lock down the Chaos Knight, but the offensive Yule is going to be used. 11 down in the air, puts the Echo Slam as soon as he comes down, but now Chaos Knight's able to do plenty of damage with the BKB up as well. And Ursa's also going to fall for a double kill for Yang, actually, on the Omni Knight. Picks it up, so the bait works out. It's going to be 3 kills in total. At the very end, Chaos Knight picks up the last one.
Man, what a nice time to show off your shiny new 10-second BKB on the CK.
Yep.
That was just bizarre. 11 almost got his smoke popped by the Rubik and the Phoenix, and if he had managed that and snap echoed them, totally different team fight. But instead they go on the tankiest target on VG with an Omni behind him. I mean, yeah, just odd target selection from LGD there is going to cost him a tier 3.
They almost fought that as if they didn't really think that people were nearby, especially the Omni Knight. Maybe they just didn't see him, but yeah, right. Clearly, that decision kind of bit them in the ass. And VG, though, good coordination coming out from them. And obviously the offensive Yules is also fun to see right there to kind of stall them as long as possible and allow Chaos Knight to get that BKB off as he was able to do so. So that ends up being not only a tier 3, but the melee racks as well. Definitely a mistake from LGD that they are going to be thinking about for a long time, but definitely still game left. 7,000 net worth lead, though, for VG at this point.
Yeah, this is the part, though, where Ember needs to flex his merit. He's got to be able to get a lot of gold in the next few minutes, shoving out all these lanes, trying to just put VG in a position where they're always pushing lanes out themselves as opposed to taking these big team fights. And they're going to find a decent pick.
Puck, I feel like, has had some trouble this game. I mean, it's only 4 deaths, so from that perspective, not that crazy, but keeps getting caught out in these spots. That's just how the hero works, though, sometimes.
Well, and 11's been very good about fissuring from out of vision. Like right there, he fissured from the high ground where Puck didn't see him, and then just instantly blink and chant totemed. So it was a nice way to make sure he couldn't phase shift the early parts of the damage.
Ember Spirit continuing to top the charts, though. Nearly 14,000 net worth
Radiant's
farm on
bottom
him.
tower is under
Ursa.
If he doesn't get about 5,000 more gold, though, in the next, like, 10 minutes or less, I mean, that's asking a lot. He's just not going to be able to kill the CK.
Yeah.
Radiant's
What does he?
bottom tower
Well,
is
so he's
under
going
attack.
Lincoln's here. It's
Radiant
almost finished.
structures are
So if he needs
fortified.
that another big item, then it seems like what that you're getting at it. What is it? The Maelstrom here? Or?
Yeah, I mean, he wants one defensive tool. He wants a Lincoln's at the very least to stop Lift. Pretty much the big thing. It's going to stop like Lift, Reality Rift, or Chaos Bolt. All 3 of those very important. Or the Yules to strip his Flame Guard. And then, yeah, I think it has to be like a Maelstrom. Or Rapiers.
I'll just start throwing in some rapiers already. Yeah.
I mean, if you go like Lincoln's and then Blink, you're kind of at that spot. If you're losing once you have those 2 items, goes for BKB.
Instead of the Lincolns? Okay, yeah. Then instead.
And that's better for team fights. 10 seconds of Magic Community is far better than blocking 1 spell. But it's not any mana regen, which he's kind of hurting for right now. And you don't really want to blow a BKB if you're split pushing and kind of get caught.
They scan them out. They know they're coming in. The timing, though, is just a little bit too late as Icarus dive in. Unfortunately, we get Phoenix killed very quickly. Couldn't even get the egg off right there. The pull in, though, Reality Rift coming out from Alpha. Repel is put up. He pops his BKB to get that silence off, though, because the Repel was put up too early. And then he pops the Phantasm. Silencer going to be picked off. They do lose a couple teammates over the process, including Puck, actually. And Chaos Knight just has to run with no BKB to use. Yang keeping his distance. He was in a pretty poor position, unfortunately, that whole fight. He kind of got zoned out, and now Chaos Knight is going to be run down, and the Age is going to be used pretty damn quickly right here. Omni Knight, he's finding himself in trouble, too. He actually has Guardian Angel still. Will that actually come into play at this point? It looks like it. He is going to pop it. They do not have a defusal, I believe. So Chaos Knight just going to simply go for the TP out. That ain't going to work, though. Fissure Stone to the face the Enchant Totem, and that's a kill on a Chaos Knight, as well as the Aegis Burn on top of that. LGD, huge Roshan fight at the very end.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely massive coming out of them. The GA, as you said, just didn't get used. And then the Phoenix had to almost throw his life away there because Ember Spirit was running into the pit and the Aegis was just sitting on the ground. Chaos Knight got chained just out of range of picking it up, and it was going to be a disaster if Ember grabbed the Aegis.
Ursa, another Yule's even coming out. Blink, no, couldn't get off in time. Just pops a Magic Wand. Eventually will be run down right there. So they do get something out of this. Tier 2 tower was taken out, though, by LGD. And the rest are going to retreat from there. So, yeah, again, the positioning of the fight for Vici, they were just a little bit too spread out. Chaos Knight, he got the quick pick on a silencer, but you know, that's not necessarily the target you really, especially after he already used his ultimate. It's not the target you really need to be focusing down, of course, in those fights. So,
yeah, and this is where you have to start wondering if Omni wishes he went Guardian Greaves, because it takes so long to get rid of Global if all you have is a Yules.
Yeah, it does.
And when you're the person that has to instantly be casting stuff, like, oh, someone's getting gone on, I need to repel that one person, you can't Yules yourself, wait for you to come down, and then do it. You just don't have time. Yeah, he's realizing the same thing. He's got a Lotus queued up now. That will take care of it.
yeah.
Needs to make sure he gets there before LGD potentially knocks at the base.
Heaven's Halberd. Definitely a good tool against the Ursa at this point. Ursa, speaking of him, he wants to finish that BKB. That death will slightly delay it, but looking to pick that up here. And he's going to farm out this bottom lane, realizing that no one's actually here. Has a teammates nearby, but as we see on the minimap, Vici, they are elsewhere at this point in time. So Rubik currently has Overpower stolen, not the most ideal ability. He's looking.
It looks funny though.
Take, yeah, I would imagine. Rapidly attacking right
Yeah,
there.
he just goes like twitchy mode.
Fireballs start flying out. Earthshaker, Shadow Blade on him, so kind of just continuing that trend of the more initiation tools to work with here. Even defensive manner. Omni Knight, Guardian Angel up in about 10 seconds, and it seems like VG ready to make something else happen, and a Shrine kill would be nice.
Shrine kill would be great. I mean, if they'd killed the Shrine before that Roshan attempt, totally different fight. But they're just a little scared. After how badly they got burned on that last fight, they're reevaluating. They want to make sure they're not caught in a bad position. And the CK has an AC queued up. Normally, I'm a huge fan of this item on CK. This game, I'm not so sure. A lot of the damage coming out is between Ember and Earthshaker right now, and that's, for the most part, magic.
Yeah, of course, great against the Ursa, but has that been the issue? Is the point? Is Ursa really going to be looking at focusing him? So I kind of agree with you, actually. I feel like
if they feel like the game was going to end, if they feel like the game was going to end soon, I'd go Halberd.
Yeah.
It's just so good at stopping the enchant totem from thwacking you in the face.
Wow, Rubik. Really aggressive blanket from Rubik right there. He goes down as a result, and the Global Silence also helping to get that kill. They also lock down Puck. He's going to be throwing in the air with the Eels, trying to live through this. And nice Supernova positioning. Ursa runs at it, though. Furious Drive setting up. Going to get it in time. No, he cannot. It goes off, and Ursa will fall. He is stain dead, by the way, for about a minute. And the Icarus dive away coming out from Phoenix. Sunray is now on top of his teammates, but Somnus going in. Echo Slam on two in the back lines. Omni Knight as well as the Chaos Knight. The Knights are falling as Chaos goes down, and so does Omni Knight. The sleight of fish to finish the job. And Earth Spirit wants another, being the final into Puck, but he's a little bit too far away. That Echo Slam at the very end, though, really did it in for LGD.
Yeah, that Echo was huge. You caught the Chaos and the Omni Knight, and just, wow. I thought that fight was going to go super hard into VG's favor after that Supernova went off. But great patience there from 11 in holding that.
And now Somnus split pushes that tier 2 bottom lane.
This is getting out of control.
What is that going to be? Shiva's coming out here. Waning Rift, Lift. Is it enough? I don't think it's going to be, unfortunately.
That's his only remnant, though.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it's not the furthest distance. He's going to try to go left, maybe juke them out, slide a fist. There he uses it. And he's good, though. That miss burn perhaps coming into play. In fact, now Rubik's in trouble. He's trying to blink away, but 11 still hunting him down. Running up with a Shadow Blade. Fissure open, Enchant Totem. There's the thwack. One more auto attack. Oh, he stole the slide of fist right there, but is it enough? FY's actually alive, and the Purification gonna keep him alive in the long run as the Dream Coat now comes out, and 11, the Yield Scepter in the air, throws him up and prevents him from TPing out. Down goes the Earthshaker, now Victoria.
Victoria's huge. The gem's on Victoria right now.
Big kill. They're gonna get it.
That's a big pickup.
There's a value swing.
Oh, man. Yeah, the map has been devoid of Radiant Wards here ever since that gem did get picked up. And this is going to be Vichi's chance to get some map control back. I mean, they need this so bad right now. They're being outvisioned way too hard. Stealing
Slide of Fist, man. The fact that FY lived there was insane. He feels like he should not have lived. As a good Rubik would, he survives.
That he does.
I've heard a lot about him in his Rubik throughout the histories, the Dotes histories. Phoenix has been pretty, I guess not under fire. I mean, he does have a Yules here, but he is trying to build a hand of Midas now.
Yeah, it's a hard fight, Phoenix. If you want to see broke, look at Silencer.
To be fair, he does have the 150 gold per minute talent, but yeah, Silencer not doing that well himself. Boots of speed on Brown, and 4 staff picked up as well. Ursa, that BKB finish, and now he's trying to go into that Diffusal Blade, so wants to try to take care of that Guardian Angel here.
And I don't know if you saw the minute interaction there, but Rubik with that slight, he almost second-guessed it for a second. He paused right after he came out of the stun, because there was a Curse of the Silent from Silencer, or Arcane Curse, and if he used the slight there and there was no other help, he was dead to the extra duration on it. So Yang coming in and giving him the heal was what actually made him live there. But that was just funny to watch, like, what was going through their heads as that was going on. He wanted the slight. He knew he'd get some time. Yang coming in with the big heal.
Yeah, the clutch Omni Knight right there. Gets there in time and doesn't even have a blink or anything like that. Just the drum Zara to increase that move speed. He's running at 410, so it's pretty damn fast, actually. I was able to close the gap and save him.
We're at the point we got to keep an eye on buyback statuses, too. The CK is buying out a buyback for this AC. So if he does manage to get caught, this could be game-losing.
Yeah, just needs that chainmail. He is level 20 as well. Picks up the 120 gold per minute talent over the 12 stats.
I mean, that one's a pretty easy breakdown, right? 12 stats is essentially a little bit more than an ultimate orb. So 2100 gold. So are you going to be in the game another 20-ish minutes?
I guess that's what it really means, right? Yeah.
And in the end, it's even a little bit more than that before you get value out of it, because those 12 stats would help you farm faster.
Exactly.
They might keep you alive.
Well, that and then yeah, there's that 20-minute period where then you have those 12 stashes permanent anyway. So, yeah, I mean 12 stats is a fair amount, and you're like Chaos Knight definitely could use that, but obviously he wants that. He wants well, not only the AC finish, but now he has that heart in mind at this point, like we saw earlier.
That's the big pickup. He just has to find ways to get his illusions tankier. I still really wish this AC was a heart or even a halberd.
We'll see if he changes his mind. He changed it earlier as far as the heart goes, but
well, he already bought the AC.
But
now
the
he's
AC is what
there.
you're talking about. Yeah, that's true.
It does open them up that if they smoke and find anybody on LGD, though, they're going to just melt.
Well, they're finding LGD, the Earthshaker right here. Yule Scepter. That Supernova is going to get off, though, but 11 escapes. Wow.
What?
Actually got out right there, and now Ember Spirit going in with the BKB. The Echo Slam on 2, including Chaos Knight and the Omni Knight. Omni Knight can get anything off. No, he cannot. He was sized over there. Chaos Knight dropping as well, and Fiji throwing themselves at LGD, but you got to really give credit to the Earthshaker, who started that all off and then landed a huge Echo Slam at the end of it as well to put them on top, and Roshan's up in 10 seconds.
He got a Force Staff blink off in between Supernova ticks.
Easy, right?
That is nuts.
Gets out, and Roshan is up now. No, I don't think they've seen it yet. Yeah, now they'll see. But can they really do it at this point? They are just going to push instead.
CK doesn't have buyback.
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as LGD realize this, they should be able to get this tier 3.
Puck has a Scythe and is pushing out the bottom lane, meanwhile. He is kind of being careful with it, realizing that they're elsewhere. And actually, he's going to apply a lot of pressure on this tier 3 tower. So LGD does have to make a decision here.
Yeah, who do you send back? Just the Ember, just the Earth Spirit's probably enough to push him off.
That is going to be the Ember. And as you said, it is enough to push him off. He gets out, but now can they kill Roshan? Oh, this is going to be close. Okay, it is going to happen.
Victoria managed to get a blink off there, like in vision too. Oh, this is just bizarre, man. Like, Vici had this game in their clutches, and that's 3 times now that Omni CK have both been in the Echo. That can't happen.
Yeah, it's easier said than done, but I mean, yeah, they cannot be near each other. That's what it simply comes down to.
It's honestly, it's not that much easier said than done. You just make sure if you're Omni, you're not within 400 range of him.
Yeah,
it shouldn't be that hard. And if it is that hard, you buy a blink. Like, Omni could be going Blink Dagger and just blinking in once that Echo comes down, but it's just been bizarre. They look to have the upper hand in some of these team fights, and then they're just getting caught.
I'll say this: we really haven't seen the army of Chaos Knight either with the Phantasm. That feels like it's been almost non-existent, which is weird as that sounds for the hero. But maybe that AOE is just doing enough between the Earthshaker, and then they do have the little bit from the Earth Spirit as well as the Ember Spirit even.
Yeah, the Ember is putting out a ton right now. Getting an offensive Yules out onto him at the start of a fight is actually big in making sure those CK illusions do live.
Yeah.
And he did pick up the Octarine, so he's going the try to be unkillable Ember build here. He's going to be getting a ton of regen back from Flame Guard and Radiance, as well as having that lower cooldown reduction.
Yep.
I like the build here. He's just going to be really hard to kill.
Got the talent as well, 20%. And he actually is building a Refresher Orb next to top it all off. There you go.
I mean, what was it, 2 patches ago? Refresher gave you all your charges of Flame Orb back?
Glad you mentioned that, yeah, because just about to talk about that too. Repel's put up on Ori. The Hex is actually the Ember Spirit. That's a prime target, but the Global Silence comes out, and now Phoenix in a bad spot. Yule Scepter, can he get the ulti off? He can. Supernova is up right here. Chaos Knight, he just burns down Silencer off to the side. So the Supernova actually is going to explode in the end. Ember Spirit does a good job of getting away, though, but the nice Reality Rift pulling on to Earthshaker gets him taken out. Guardian Angel is popped, though. They've lost his supporting cast. Ember Spirit making his way out. With that Guardian Angel up, you do not want to fight into it. They're going to wait it out, but Ursa still wants to go. Overpower activated. They are going to catch Ember Spirit with the Hex, though. Ember Spirit getting Fire Remnant once again. Putting the Sleight of Fist down. Omni Knight is getting low, but so is the Ember. And he will fall. That is going to be an Aegis use right here. Lotus Orb up on a Yang. Maybe he's instead going to go for Chaos Knight because of it. So now Chaos Knight going to get the heal off in time. No, he cannot. Chaos Knight will fall. And that should be the end of this fight now. As Omni Knight's going to repel TP.
great choice there from Somnus to give his life away. He had a safety remnant out and mana to go to it, but realized with Aegis they could get a kill on a core. That's probably going to be the best use they're going to find for the Aegis in this next couple minutes. So gave his life away and they get the CK in return. That's a big pickup and another teamfight win for LGD.
This is one of these games, man, you just can't feel too comfortable either way. I mean, you look at the net worth charts, it's been in favor of VG the whole game just about, other than a couple of notches, including this one right here at the very end. But I almost would lean more towards LGD, but at the same time, again, you really just don't know. It's going to come down to who catches who and what the positioning looks like in fights, and that's what you like to see. Obviously, as the game goes much later on here, the evenly matched up teams going at it.
Yeah, this game is on a hairline trigger for both teams. The problem for Vici is their initiation's fairly soft. Like, Dream Coil is not a hard stun. They're still allowed to move around. Rubik Lift is great, but doesn't last that long. CK keeps getting everything BKB'd or Sleight of Fisted. It's just very hard for them to find good team fights, whereas a Blink Echo is instant. That's actually guaranteed lockdown that lets Ursa follow up. And I just feel like this Omni pick is really coming up short for them, and whether it's the player or the hero, that's up for debate. But GA, again, that last fight didn't go off till after Phoenix was dead, after Rubik was dead, and all it did was kind of protect some CK illusions for a couple seconds.
Yeah, very late, but also credit to LGD, again, on the other side of the perspective there, that they kited away pretty well as well. When it did go up, they made sure to kind of reset and wait it out, if anything. So
yeah, 11's been playing so well this game.
Yeah. And he's going to Shadow Blade in right here. Smoke's going to be popped soon. Have that information. They do know that people are in the area. They don't necessarily have the vision on them, but they have that feeling. They're waiting for somebody to come uphill. But obviously at this point, VG is being very smart about that. They're just not going to blindly walk uphill themselves. And thus, no kill coming out. So they're going to retreat. Figured a failed attempt, but we're trying. Another gem on Earthspirit. Is that his own from earlier, or is that?
He's got his own and one from Rubik. There's one in base, I believe, from the Rubik or on the Courier.
Yeah, there is, yeah.
Base.
Okay, so they have the gem and the other one, and VG has none currently. Air Shaker again, front lines. Man, VG's gaming, or their movement, though, it's pretty solid here. They keep on avoiding.
I'm surprised they've managed to dodge both of these smokes now with no casualties.
Yeah. And they all get out, so not going to happen. Roshan obviously still has plenty of time before he's going to be a factor.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The timing is a little odd for LGD here. They don't really have any lanes knocking at the door of the base. So even if they find one pick off, there's time for people to buy back, set up, still hold the base, and Rosh is down. So I'm not quite sure what they were going for with that smoke.
Let's go back to the refresher talk as that fight was breaking out last time. You made the good point there as it does refresh the charges now on the Fire Remnant. You know, things like the Shivas, the BKB in this case too. So does it make sense to you is the ultimate question.
Yeah, I mean, the BKB is the biggest part, but Earthspirit's just dead here. Oh
yeah,
boy.
He didn't like blink in there, did he? He just was pushing it out, I guess.
Yeah, he just died.
Okay.
He just got caught.
So.
But yeah, all in all, I think it's very good just because he needs the extra BKB duration. He needs one to save himself if he gets coiled, and then he needs another one if he gets in that same situation like last time where CK is just beating on him. I don't know if we'll actually see 6 remnants used effectively, but I mean, it's a lot of damage. If he wants to just shotgun them all in, that's like 1,200 magic damage just on the ult alone.
Get that and an F-Blade on top of that, just double shotgun. All
right. Signs of life here, though, from Vici. They do manage to finally take the shrine near Rosh. This is going to let them set up some more defensive wards around the Roshan pit and really give them vision to know if they can take this freely or not. And I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that should have been the last of the smokes over on the side of LGD. And without any smokes, if the ward vision's set up from Vici, it's definitely going to be hard.
LGD currently doesn't have the most vision up. I was actually just looking at the vision of both teams, and actually, okay, well, to be fair, VG's wards are now no longer there.
Yeah, they're both pretty dark.
The bottom lane was there, and it just despawned, so yeah, they are both pretty dark now at this point, but there is the one offensive ward from LGD, and they are going to spot at least one person on the map, the Chaos Knight farming bottom lane.
Oh man, Grand Grant would be flaming this Chaos Knight right now. He missed both of those siege creeps.
11's like, hello, and then he just walks away. Repel's put up, so no chance to jump into there. Okay, he has enough gold for that heart. But again, though, it's the buyback situation. He could just buy the Reaver itself if he really wanted to. Might as well get that strength from it, I feel like, and he would still have more than enough to buy back there. So
yeah, absolutely. You just slot the TP out for the Reaver.
Looks like he's doing that.
The Reaver alone is actually almost bigger than the heart completion as far as just the power spike it gives you.
Okay.
He bought out.
Yeah, he just buys the whole thing, and oh, that's a gem. That's a gem, guys. Gem. Gem. Gem.
Jam.
They don't want it. They should have. Yeah.
They should know he's the one carrying it. He's carried gems the entire game.
Well, so this is important, though, as we were talking about. This is a buyout of a heart on a Chaos Knight. They're really hoping this is an early Roshan, and it's not even close.
It's definitely not. 10.5 minutes? That's rough.
Yeah, they're going to be around for a while.
All right, so he gets to this. He replaces, I would assume, the Echo Saber over the Armlet for Scotty. And then you're pretty much done. I mean, you hit like a freight train. You're really hard to bring down, but you're super kiteable. And that's the biggest thing.
Yep.
It's all going to be on LGD. I think a lot of this is going to come down to 11's Fissures. Even with the BKB going, those can put a huge stop in using your BKB to get a kill or put pressure on somebody. So definitely look for 11 in these team fights. He's going to be the guy making or breaking them.
7,500 gold saved up on Ember Spirit, meanwhile. He's going to try to save out for a buyback with this refresher, but there you go. He has a refresher, and that's just enough for a buyback. So
is under attack.
Again, it's not your typical item choice in a hero like Ember Spirit, but because of that patch change mixed in with, it's also good for the BKB and the Shivas in this case.
And other than the CK getting an insane Chaos Strike on him, the burst damage doesn't exist from Vici. It's all very slow, all very steady, and if he knows there's a bunch of bursts coming, he can actually like Shiva's refresher, Shiva's slam all his remnants down and use them, and just get a ton of health back from the Octarine. So I'm really curious to see if he gets in a situation where he has to use it as almost a healing tool. It could be really cool to see.
Does somebody come back and get that gem? Yeah, Puck does have it. Okay. I think that's the one that they got up for Earth Spirit. Yeah, because I was looking for it, and it seems like he did find it or remembered. So both sides do have that now. Again, Roshan, you see the dire side's now hiding there, but still 20 more seconds. It's coming up soon, though. Ursa's just being very patient.
And this is a chance for Vici to get some of the net worth lead extended here, because LGD can't leave where they are right now. They have nowhere to TP to anywhere close to the pit, so they've got to keep 3 to 4 members right on top of it. Whereas Vici still has their shrine. They still have a bunch of different ways to get there. The worry here is if LGD just zergs this right away, Vici's not in the best position.
Oh, up now, and they know this. They go right in. Going for it.
This has to be an indicator. 2 unmicroed illusions sitting outside the rush pit.
There's that fissure block, though.
Yeah.
And that might just do it. Yep, they're going to get it. Roshan goes down. Ursa actually picks up the Aegis right there. And repels the Planet Chaos Knight as they're in retreat here. Is VG. So not going to engage into a fight.
Reiki, we might be in this game for a long time.
This could be a long one.
CK switching up the hard idea, looking instead to go for the Manta. Probably feeling like if he gets global, but he's not getting focused, he doesn't want to blow the BKB to get rid of global. Manta's an easy way to do that, and it ups your burst potential a ton. When you have this many items, having extra illusions just makes so much damage on Chaos Knight.
And now we see the Dagon coming out for Puck. So level 2 picked up on him. Working towards that level 5, just getting a heavy magic burst here. Whatever target he decides to jump. So starting to see these late luxury items now appearing. Octarine Core in the works for Omni Knight, meanwhile. Shiva's finished on Phoenix. I mean, we mentioned Phoenix's farm earlier on in struggling, but obviously 150 gold per minute talent at level 15 helps with all that. And he almost even has an Ags now on top of this. That's going to be an interesting choice. Come out here and save teammates.
The Ags is super high risk with an insanely high reward, because once this Ags gets picked up, if they do focus down this 4,700 HP Chaos Knight and Phoenix sits in the back line, he can just dive in, grab the CK, and if the egg lives, that's a full reset for CK. But it's really risky. If Ursa just BKBs and hits the egg, that could mean disaster, because if the egg dies with someone in it, both players die.
Comforting rune of regeneration.
going over level talents here, and you see level 25 on Ursa. He did get the 14 level stats. Chaos Knight's almost there. Is that a jump? No, Earthshaker gets back just in time. But Chaos Knight, Reality Rift Pierce is spell immune or 20% CDR.
That's a hard choice in this game. It all depends on how he feels like the fights are going. In this game, I'm probably saying CDR. I think having the ult up more often is going to be what makes or breaks you. And can be the difference of if a buyback is going to win you the game or not. So I would like to see the CDR. I don't think the BKBs have done that much against him. But yeah, we'll have to see. I think either one's fine.
Yeah, cooldown reduction there. I see it being brought up in chat. Sorry, guys. But CDR, that's what that means. Double damage rune onto Ursa here. That's wearing off, though.
Phoenix is 25. He's actually getting close.
He is.
That one's hard. Since you and Ags, I think you take hit count.
That's what I was just about to say, yeah.
Yeah, if you were all on your own and it was just a zoning tool that if it blew up, great. Maybe you take stun duration.
A little bit of an engagement here. Repel's put up. You see that sleight of fist bouncing around quite a bit, but...
Wet noodle fight.
Yeah, nothing really coming of it. Wet noodle fight. That's a fun term.
It's a term from another game that we do not mention in Dota 2.
Earthshaker just popping that enchant totem over and over again. His level 25 as well. That's going to be fun to see. I mean, 600 health, that's a lot of life, but having a 5 or I guess a 3-second enchant totem at that point would be pretty solid. They're definitely not going on this, though. Well, maybe they are. Maybe a different story. Ursa wants to go in. Well, he regrets it pretty quickly. Lifted up in the air, zapped on through, and hexed on up, and the Dagon even comes out, and Ursa will fall. That's an Aegis burn right there. So not the most committed.
Yeah, they got the Aegis for nothing, essentially.
And Dagon level 5 now purchased that 420 gold per minute talent. Or level 3, I guess. Okay, I thought he actually got level 5. Never mind.
He's getting there. 420 GPM. Just give it a couple minutes.
Yeah. Chaos Knight almost getting level 25 through that. But not there just yet. So we'll have that answer soon. But you're right with Phoenix. I think the 2+ Supernova hit count perhaps makes the most sense there. And then Omni Knight, what does he even get? Degen
He gets a substantial heal, I think, this game. I'm not taking Degen in this. The slow's nice, but the only reason I would say to get that is it makes Ember's ult remnants go out slower. Yes. Other than that, I don't think it's that effective.
Oh, they caught Ember. Can they make a play with this? He's hexed up. The global silence in response, of course. Repel's put up on Chaos Knight, but obviously the BKB's
His BKB cooldown's 35 seconds. 33 seconds. Like, great, you force the BKB, but it doesn't do anything.
That's true. And he had Refresher worst case.
This is the hard spot, though, because the CK is really struggling to get in.
Middle lane, Chaos Knight. He has got in right here. He's going to pop the Phantasm. Illusions are up, and he's running, though. BKB's going off all over the place. Reality Rift Bullet. 11 pops the Echo Slam, that is, but the BKB targets immune to all that damage. They're going to be fine. Hex on up. Ember Spirit. He also dig onto the face. He takes a Chaos Bolt to the face as well. He's stunned out, and Ember Spirit is going to get picked off in the end. He has a buyback, though. Earth Spirit. His brethren right here. Victoria not going to be getting out of this one, and he'll go down, too. That all started with a Chaos Knight getting jumped. Ended up working out for VG, a 3-for-0 favor.
How do you kill this monster? He's so tanky. Like, that was just a really tough spot for 11 there, too, because all of those Chaos illusions were there, and he knew he was going to get gone on, so he had to hit the Echo right then, and all it did was clear the CK ult. You basically traded your entire Earthshaker's life and cooldowns just to stop that ultimate. And now the buybacks are going to have to flow.
Earth buys back, but you definitely need at least Earthshaker, probably even Ember, honestly, at this point.
This is enough that if they respect you, you can push them back.
There you go. There's the buyback on everyone, but man, Ursa's just about dead. He barely lives, though. Pops the Enrage, going at it with the Chaos Knight. The Chaos Knight will fall, so there's your answer. He gets a little too committed right there, and he's dead for 95 seconds with no buyback. Amy's in trouble. He's going to be ran down on the Phoenix, and now you also see Omni Knight. Guardian Angel ain't going to save him. He gets purged off immediately, and he's dead too. So LGD, they did buy back on 3 heroes, but now they're pushing back themselves.
That cheese was so clutch on Ursa. If he dies there, there's so little LGD can do to turn that fight back around in their favor, but he gets the cheese off with only a couple hundred health and no mana, and just totally turning it around. Oh, man.
Blink now.
I want Phoenix to go blink. just if he had blinked there, he could have blinked supernova the CK, potentially turned that around. But he's struggling to find a way in against the global silence and the last word. And Silencer is a hero, basically.
Without Chaos now, you are not that threatening. Okay, he does have a buyback now. That's right. Okay, so he just got it. That's huge. So now it's VG's turn to hold off against LGD. We saw what just happened. If they get them maybe overcommitted. Ember Spirit especially doesn't have a buyback, and neither does Ursa, right? Oh, no, he does. Ursa does.
Ember Spirit, Earthshaker, and Earth Spirit?
Yeah. Ember's the big one. Ember goes in pretty deep. Oh, no. Don't tell me. This is Ursa. He jumps on a Rubik. Rubik will fall shortly after. Buyback on a Rubik immediately. Gem has dropped. 11 wanted that gem, damn it. They'll pick it up and stealth away.
And that was the only goal for LGD. They forced at least one buyback, and they opened shrines up. Opening the shrines up are going to make it so that Roshan's even easier for them. This is such a back-and-forth game. I still couldn't call who's got the upper hand overall.
Oh, no, there's no upper hand here. This is a game that you just kind of accept what happens in the end. Anything can happen. This is not a game where any team has any quote-unquote upper hand. I don't care that they're up, you know, where they've been up by... Well, I mean, look at the graph. The graph's still updating because up here it suggests they're barely 1,000 net worth, yet on the graph it suggests they're about a 5,000 net worth lead. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But the graph's a little more
the
behind,
Valve
I believe.
systems. Yeah, it got weird. Where's Lareth? Come, Uncle, help.
Somebody. And now VG wants to go out, but you got to figure Roshan once again is going to be a factor here. 40 more seconds before he's up.
It's literally going to come down to like Omni Knight versus Earthshaker. That's going to be what makes or breaks these fights. If Omni can save the CK from something disastrous, Phoenix can also come in the clutch and try to pull off a big save. Or does 11 catch two very big heroes in an Echo Slam again?
Yep.
It's really the entire game. And these fights for LGD are just these slow burns. This Ember is just putting out so much damage over the course of a team fight. And then once somebody's low, Ursa pounces.
Yeah.
I haven't ever felt like a game was this close at 60 minutes with an Ursa in the game.
Well, it is. 600 health talent chosen by Earthshaker. Phoenix is level 25, and he did get the hit count. A +2 supernova hit count there. Chaos Knight did actually go for the Pierce's spell immune as well. So we have some answers now as far as what they're going to go. Omni Knight basically is going to be there after this Roshan kill happens. LGD doesn't even want to remotely fight this.
Purification.
It's almost like they're AFK, just sitting in their base at exact positions.
I mean, this is exactly what Dota was 2 years ago. One team gets Roche, but you're not right there to defend it, so you just have to let it go. You're so afraid of having your buybacks that you already committed, just meaning you lose the game.
Yeah.
Like, if you're LGD, they're like, okay, we can take this another 4 minutes. Just wait for our buybacks.
Illusions going in. Pretty obvious stuff here, but even the illusions a little difficult to kill. Takes a bit of effort there. Take them out. That Daedalus on Ursa. He is scary. Diffuser Blade level 2 also queued up.
Daedalus, not Bloodthorn now. Interesting.
All about that burst. Yeah, I even saw he was going through a butterfly option earlier, so really seen a lot of just change of mind in this game on both sides.
Yeah, we really have. I mean, right now the CK is probably going through the same thing. He has Butterfly queued up, which is very nice, gives him a ton of armor, and the evasion is the most important thing. But in the back of my mind, if I'm looking at that, I'm always wondering, do I just go Halberd at this point? It's more strength, it's still some evasion.
Keeping the creep wave pushed up right here. There's the Radiant side. Another repel put up on a Chaos Knight. Again, everything is ready on either side as far as ultis go, and they will take the tier 3 middle lane, but they're not going to necessarily back off either. Earthshaker, they don't see him here. They can't get any vision down. He's just going to send the illusions down here now.
Yeah, this is where I really appreciate Chinese Dota, though. This is a lot of respect being given to both sides. Both teams want to find the best initiation they can, and they're willing to cede buildings to get there.
No sorceries avail.
Oh, Elf just goes right in. BKB popped by Amy here. Uh-oh, block off. from the Earthshaker. Gets pulled in with the audience to the Phantasm, but Alp has to be careful and survive through this. Chris dive on through with that Sun Array just flying all around right there. Ursa getting low. Lotus Orb, though, trying to help keep him alive, stunned out, but not going to be enough. That's 4 staff support, the Global Silence going off, and nobody dies.
Hey, use your buttons. Time to back up and reset. The creeps did end up taking the tier 3 bottom now, so all of the racks remaining are exposed for LGD. But man, the Echo Slam alone is still cleaning up like the entire CK Phantasm.
Yeah, the illusions melting away.
Is it worth saving them? You could have Rubik pick up a pipe or something and just pipe as Earthshaker's looking to go in. I don't know. This is just a weird game. Right now, it's just keep CK alive. If you're Vici, that's your entire game plan.
Keep his illusions alive and just keep on going in with the Manta style. That's what we're just seeing here over and over. He actually has his own butterfly queued up. And with the illusions, it's going to make them even more difficult. Ursa again jumps in, but he can be ready once again. Somnus also harassing with that Sleight of Fist. Nice stun lockdown, but don't want to go too deep. Bottom lane, Puck is also just keeping the pressure down here, so basically it's just a bottom-middle split push here by VG, and LGD is overall doing a decent job of defending both, but it's obviously, you know, not the easiest thing to do. Another fissure? No, not going to happen just yet. The illusion's coming out. There we go from the flank. Somnus going in. They catch Cast 9. They lock him down, actually. He is going to damn low. Possibly he's in panic mode, though. They do kill him. He's down for 99 with the buyback, though. Somnus trying to catch up to the Phoenix. Will not be able to do so. Puck, meanwhile, finally gets back in the bottom lane. All the Earthshaker. We're going to see if we can find him or somebody. Rubik might be that somebody. FY hanging around perhaps a little bit too long. No, blinked out.
I got to cut you off. That literally was won and lost by your Spirit there. Oh my, Victoria with the huge plays. They're going to end up grabbing this too. Victoria silenced the Phoenix mid-dive to stop the egg that would have saved CK.
Ah. Well, that was huge right there. They are going to lose Earthshaker, though, and he's dead for 105 seconds. And there is that save from Phoenix on a Rubik, and Ursa goes down. Double kill for the Phoenix, and now Silencer also in trouble. Going to be lifted up. Earthshaker does have a buyback now. Ursa uses his, and Silencer dies there too, but there come the buybacks. Obviously, we have Chaos Knight. He is back in this fight with his own buyback here. That was without the Chaos Knight initially. They ended up winning that later fight. And the bottom lane, you see the range racks going down to the illusions. Oh my gosh, this game. It's just nonstop chaos. Well, the Chaos Knight. Omni Knight, you don't want to go all out though. Yang, he's kind of just toying with them almost. He's just keeping his distance, a slow kicking in. Ember Spirit, we talked about those fire remnants also being installed. If Ember Spirit dies here, that could be it. Oh, he barely gets away in time. He does have a buyback actually, but Melee Rax does go down nonetheless. The Mega Creeps one Melee Rax away. Puck has been just constantly pushing the bottom during this whole time. There we go with the final Mega Creeps spawning now right at this point. And Ursa, he's limping away. That would be a dieback for him. Barely gets a 4-staff in time to chase. They use him up in the air. Yang wants this, and damn it, he'll get it. Yes, he will. Pounds his face into the ground with that hammer of his. Guardian Angel coming in as well. And this is the final push for Vici Gaming. It seems like Somnus, the last stand coming out. Icarus Diver, more so the Supernova used though. In response, they snipe out the Earthshaker, no buyback. And Ember Spirit, what can he do really by himself? Him and the Silencer, not a whole lot is the answer.
Honestly, what an attempt there from LGD. And Victoria almost won them that game with the silence on the Phoenix ult there, but coming up a little bit short. Ursa just struggles to be super relevant 65 minutes into a game, and what do you do against the CK that's legitimately 7-slotted? It's just way too hard to deal with. So, well played by Vici to actually just hold their composure, play the buybacks well, and know when to push their limits a little bit.
Nothing like a good 65-minute game to happen right here, and that's Vici Gaming picking up their second victory and now going to 2-3 here on the record. Like we said from the beginning, don't let the records fool you. Anything could really happen in this game, and it sure did. LGD picks up their first loss here in the group stages. They are now 4-1 here in the round robin. So hell of a game, but Vici Gaming deserving of that victory, no doubt, and nice way to endure the the way that game was being played out right there. So, whew. Well, that was a fun one. Z-Rock, but again, that's only game 2 of the day, and we still got plenty more to happen here.
Yeah, there's like 5 more games though today.
I believe so. So with that said, we are going to once again go on our break, but I believe our next match, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be IG versus OG. Is set to be happening here on this stream. EG versus Newbie is on the main stream. We'll have IG versus OG over here. Looking forward to that one. So we're going to get things set up. Hop into it shortly here and have fun with that one. I'm Breaking CBK, joined by Xerox. Stay tuned, guys. Our next game, Invictus Gaming versus Team OG, coming up next.